morning, Doug. How are you this morning?
I'm well this morning, thank you.
Awesome. We're here talking about your beautiful 2007 Corvette, and man, it is a beauty. So I want you to tell me the story about this car eventually, but I want to hear your history and when it comes to Corvette ownership. So let's start there.
Okay, I bought my first Corvette in the early 90s, in 1976. It was a Corvette, let's put it that way. It wasn't a real pretty car. It was white, it needed some help, but it was still a Corvette. That was my daily driver after my truck broke down for 8 years. I drove it winter, summer, snow, it didn't matter. I drove that car everywhere and I loved every minute of it. Eventually it developed problems and went the way of Corvettes. I sold it to somebody who wanted to deal with the problem. And I went without Corvettes until 2017.
So how long of a span was that again?
That was 17 years. I sold that in 2000. I went 17 years without a Corvette. And the opportunity came up. I found one that was in apparently good shape, a really good price. I negotiated an even better price than they were asking, and I bought a 1986 convertible. That car had been sitting far too long, unbeknownst to me, and had a lot of gremlins. And after putting some money into that open pit, I finally called it quits and sold it off. And from there, I bought a 1999 coupe, which I loved dearly, and drove that quite a lot. After the 99 coupe came another C3 or C4, a 92 convertible, which was in much better shape. Drove that for a few years, added 2 to the stable and bought a 2000 convertible. This is my forever Corvette. There will probably be others in the stable, but this one will be one of the others as well.
That's awesome.
This one I plan on keeping.
So you have 2 C3s.
No, one C3,
1 C3,
2 C4s, and 2 C5.
Gotcha. And then 1 C6.
And 1 C6.
They are beautiful cars. Which one's your favorite generation? I mean, this is your favorite car because you say it's your forever car. But
you know, I really think that the C5 is my favorite generation.
why is that?
The last year, the pop-up headlights, a vast improvement in handling and performance over the C4s.
Oh, really?
Which I really like. And it's just kind of like the last of everything. This was the last of the round taillights, double round taillights. And so I like that about this car. But gradually over the years, Corvette, as cars do, they've transitioned away from the pop-up headlights, away from the double round, which were kind of signature Corvette.
Right.
You know, from C2 on.
Right. I haven't had an opportunity to drive a C4 and then compare it with a C5, so that'll be interesting one of these days to do that. I've driven a C6 and a C7 and of course my C3s.
Yeah.
But the handling of the C7 that I drove was just amazing.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Well, this one just handles so well, especially out on the highway if you happen to be at a place where there's a fun highway to drive it on at speed.
Right. Right. So this car is your last and greatest thus far.
Thus far.
So let's tell the story about how you came about this car.
I saw it in an online advertisement in O'Fallon, Illinois. Gateway Classic had it in Gateway in O'Fallon, Illinois, which is right across the river from St. Louis. They wanted $45,000 for it when I first saw it, which was a good price. But I made them an offer of $40,000 and then they said no. That's a consignment sale, so the owner said no. It took them a few days. So I just let it go at that and watched. I love looking at what's available and where and how much and stuff. And so I let it slide for several months. And I took a look, happened to look at it again, and they had reduced the price to $40,000. So I offered them $35,000, and they took it.
There you go.
I drove it home from O'Fallon, Illinois, which was a fun trip.
A nice break-in cruise for you.
A nice break-in cruise. I got a daughter that lives in Kansas City, so the first day I stayed overnight with the daughter in Kansas City and then drove it straight through from Kansas City to Salt Lake the next day. I couldn't stop. It was so fun to drive.
Absolutely.
I couldn't stop.
Absolutely.
This car is 99% original. There is an aftermarket intake or aftermarket air cleaner on it. And other than that, it's totally original, including the tires.
So this is a pace car from 2007, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now at that point, I believe, and that was the 91st running, right?
Yes.
Okay. I believe that this was the 9th time Corvette had paced the Indianapolis 500.
Yes.
Okay. And so tell me a little bit about the history between the years before and the years after when it comes to this particular car.
Okay, years prior, the first pace car was 1978.
Correct.
And they produced, that was also the 25th anniversary of the Corvette. So they produced the anniversary edition and the pace car edition. All of the black over silver were considered pace cars. I don't know the production numbers, but it was several thousand. Then they produced several T4 pace cars. I don't know all of the years. And then 2000, I think 95, they produced a beautiful pace car edition. I believe it was 95. In 98, the first C5 pace car edition. Stunning color, purple with yellow graphic.
Yeah, I've seen
They just stand out like a sore thumb.
Beautiful.
And they're beautiful cars. Then they didn't produce any other pace car editions until 2007. They had pace cars, but they didn't produce the special edition.
Right, they didn't sell any to the public.
Yeah.
Interesting how they chose to do that for those particular years. I wonder why that is. And then of course, when they did do it again for this year, how many did they make?
500.
500. So, and this is number?
This is number 365 of 500.
Right.
And 2008 is the only year they produced pace car editions back to back. And they produced 500 of those as well to the public. Yeah. There is only one pace car.
Correct.
Correct. But there are several pace car editions.
And it's really nice because as the technology got better and better, the cars didn't have to be altered in any way to be the pace car. They could keep up very well. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, the factory specs on this say that the top speed is 187 miles an hour. This one will never get that fast. They're just fun to drive.
Absolutely. So what color is it? What's the actual?
This is called Atomic Orange.
Atomic Orange. Yeah, I can
Atomic
see
Orange.
that as Atomic Orange.
And I've got a little sticker on the chrome valley cover on this that says legalized recreational plutonium.
There you go, that's awesome. And I don't know if you guys can notice on the back of the car, but Doug has this cute little wheel. I'm not sure what you'd call that. What is that?
It's a jewelry carrier.
A jewelry carrier, there they go, with a model of his car on there perfectly. So that's an awesome addition to the, that's the visual effects that we give you in this show.
Yes. The details are important.
The details are important, absolutely. What else about the car? What is it that you love the most about this car?
I love everything about this car.
Awesome, that's
awesome. I love the color.
You should, as a Corvette owner.
I love the color. I love the graphics. The graphics are subtle, but they're there. I love the power and handling. 6.0 liter, 400 horsepower. Enough horsepower to get out of its own way.
Absolutely.
And get out of other people's way too, if necessary. I just love the car.
Doug, tell me a little bit about what started your passion with Corvette.
My dad was a car person, not in the form of special cars or anything like that. He just loved cars. And we never knew when he came home from work what he was going to be driving. Frequently would come pulling into the driveway with a different car. He was career Air Force military. He spent 30 years in the military. So I grew up in a military family all over the world. And everywhere we went, Dad would find a car that he liked. And so I kind of caught on to that. I bought my first car before I was even able to drive at the age of 15.
What car was that?
It was a 1960 Chevy Impala.
Okay.
And just a 6-cylinder engine, 2-speed, or had 3-speed on the tree.
Doug, let's give the Corvette Club a plug here. This is the you are a member of the Utah Corvette Club,
I am.
As am I. And tell me some of the benefits of being in the club.
Just the activity and being around other Corvette enthusiasts. If you're not an enthusiast and you join the club, you instantly become an enthusiast. Like-minded people that love their Corvettes no matter what generation, no matter what condition, they love their Corvette. We have activities, cruises, get-togethers, luncheons, organized activities.
You're getting ready to go on the caravan to Bowling Green
Yes,
for the 30th anniversary.
The Corvette Museum. Every 5 years they do the Corvette Caravan, and just pins and needles waiting for the experience to see thousands of Corvettes all converging on the same point geographically, the Corvette Museum, Bowling Green, Kentucky.
When it comes to the Corvette Club, folks, I want to give you all a little bit of a plug here. I met a 17-year-old at the Corvette meeting just on Wednesday, and he's already owned his second Corvette. So, you know, it's great to see the younger generation getting involved into the sport
really is.
and keeping the tradition going. That's the beauty of it. And there's so many stories of people that have that first impression of a Corvette when they're very young.
Yes.
And that lights the fire. That's when it all began.
It really does. I love driving this car because it gets attention everywhere it goes.
The Chevrolet Corvette's role as the official pace car for the Indianapolis 500 is literally automotive history in motion. Since its first appearance in 1978, the Corvette has paced the Indy 500 more than any other car in history, becoming a symbol of speed, precision, and engineering excellence. The first time the Corvette paced the Indy 500 was in 1978, coinciding with the brand's 25th anniversary. The car chosen was a special edition C3 Corvette, complete with a two-tone silver and black paint scheme. In 1986, the Corvette made its second appearance as the pace car, this time in its fourth generation form, the C4. This was also the return of the convertible after a hiatus of 11 years. To celebrate that event, all convertible 1986 Corvettes were considered pace car replicas and could be ordered in any color. Fast forward to today, and out of the 108 times the Indy 500 has been run, the Corvette has been chosen to be the pace car a record-setting 21 times. Whether it was the 5th generation C5 in 1998 or the supercharged C7 ZR1 in 2019, each model brought something new to the table. In addition to showcasing cutting-edge performance, they also represented American automotive innovation and design. The excitement of seeing a Corvette at the front of the grid became an Indy 500 tradition. In 2020, Chevrolet introduced the mid-engine C8 Corvette as the pace car, marking a significant shift for the model. With its revolutionary design and enhanced performance capabilities, the C8 symbolized a new era for Corvette both on the road and on the track. Leading the field at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway was a fitting stage for the next chapter in the Corvette story. The heritage and legacy of the Corvette as the Indy 500 pace car reflects its enduring status as an icon of American performance, leading the race with both power and prestige for over 4 decades. Each time the Corvette has taken that position, it has reinforced its status as an American performance icon, inspiring enthusiasts and cementing its place in both racing and automotive history. Whether you've been following the Indy 500 for decades or just discovering this connection, the Corvette's presence at the race has become an enduring symbol of speed, design, and American craftsmanship. Let me know in the comments which Corvette pace car is your favorite, as there are plenty to choose from. If you enjoyed this look back at the Corvette's Indy 500 legacy, please subscribe for more deep dives into the history and the evolution of some of the world's most iconic cars. And if you liked today's video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time on Fully Vetted.